Fuck it. Let's do it live.
Yay!
No Instagram?
No Instagram.
Oh.
You want me to do
This,
Instagram?
yeah, let's do it.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
What was that guy's name that did that rant? Fuck it, we do it live.
That was,
Oh,
You know what I'm
that,
talking about.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yes,
Bill
Bill
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Yeah,
That was him.
So
There's a
Bill
great
O'Reilly.
clip of him doing that.
Yes. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
So there's actually a like a thing here that when you go live, it kicks in like and says, "Fuck it, we'll do it live."
oh, yeah, I've heard it.
It's like,
And it's
you heard
Bill?
it. When you go, yeah, it's Bill O'Reilly. Obviously.
Sweet.
Like just going like, "Fuck it, we'll do it live," and it's like
Dude, that's
some radio bullshit in the back.
that's an awesome intro. You should use that. He's typing.
I know. Ooh, them notes. Got those notes. Sure, you're firing up. So,
Is that your tire size on the truck?
World War III.
No, we
Are
don't
you
do.
guys talking about that, or
No, we don't do politics on
Not-
the show.
not
This is
tonight.
a Miami
Oh, yeah,
show.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
a Miami show. We're not
Exactly.
getting into politics. Miami politics, yes. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna be silent. By the
You
way,
ready to hear that?
Silent but deadly.
yeah.
Don't worry, we don't.
Where the fuck is what's his name? Jiff.
Griff.
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 He
There you
sold
go.
us out, man.
Is he in Colombia?
He sold us out.
Yeah, he
I love
raises
that guy.
he raises horses in Colombia, right?
He's a,
Where does
No,
that name?
Cows,
Cows.
steers, and
Where does that name come from?
Griff.
Griffenstein.
Griffinstein or Griffinstein or
Is that his real name, Griffenstein?
Yeah,
it
Griffenstein.
is, I guess.
Oh, okay, because my daughter works with a guy, and his time card says Griff, and that's
Could be the guy.
I've never heard of a Griff in my life, and then in 1 week I've now
Okay, we're about to go. Ready?
there's two.
Save it for the show.
Ooh,
What? Why is it playing on my fucking phone?
because it's not plugged in right. Ooh, Pearl Jam.
All right, Miami. It is Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. This is Nothing's Going On, episode 25. I'm your host, Rafa. Happy New Year. We're back, 2020, whatever. I'm here with the excellent panel. To my left is, as always, Art Handler.
Hey, Miami, it's been like a decade.
Dumbass. Okay, to his left, he's Mr. Jolt, Mr. John J. Jolt.
I think I'm a regular here after the UPS
Cut him off.
incident. After the UPS incident, but anyway, have you guys tuned in before
Good talk.
we signed out?
And to his left is Jersey.
You can just say Tim. Tim's fine.
Tim is here.
I think I would prefer Jersey.
Okay, that'll do.
But
All
he's
right.
a Giants fan, by the way.
Yes.
I love his Giants cap, so
Thank you.
I'm a Giants fan too. So
Well, that's yeah, because
Are you a Giants fan?
if
Or just moderate?
no, wait, okay.
See what it does?
This year we didn't root for Giants. We rooted for draft picks.
Oh,
So wait. Well, I don't want to get into this, but I thought people from Jersey were Jets fans. Am I wrong
No,
about
that's
that?
New York.
New York people are Jets fans.
Yeah.
And
Where
Jersey
I-
people are Giants fans.
Even Hoboken people are Jets fans.
Where I
guess.
grew up,
New
it was
Jersey.
split. I grew up in the center of New Jersey, and it was pretty much like half the kids you went to school with were Jets fans and half were Giants fans.
Okay.
So what makes a Giants fan? Like, as a New Yorker, right? Like, who likes the Giants and who likes the Jets? I guess
I don't know. Like some neighborhoods that I visited because where my friends lived and stuff, it was like one side of the street.
Is green.
It was honestly, it's your dad. That's where it comes from. It's your dad. If your dad is a Giants fan, you're a Giants fan.
Makes
If you're a
sense.
Jets fan, you're a Jets fan. And that's in New Jersey.
Blue and green.
And every now and again, you get a fucking Cowboys fan or a Buffalo fan or some other dickweed.
in New York?
In Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't hear dickweed enough. That's that's a good one.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Let's start how we always start. Hopefully, we stay on the Miami topic.
Sorry.
Off the cuff. No, it's off the cuff. It's off the cuff. And I got one for you guys. It's kind of lame, but I'm going to say it anyway. I might have even said it last year. I went to a taco place yesterday. I wanted to go to a Rincon Rinconcito Mexicano. You know that one on 8th Street. It's like on 8th and 20th.
Ooh,
It's really good. It's really good. It's probably my favorite. But they were closed, so I had to go to the trendy one, which is also on 8th Street, but closer to Brickell. It's called Taqueria
Oh yeah.
El Mexicano. And they have like a little
Alto
speakeasy.
Alto de Carmen is
That-
my favorite. They're awesome.
Wait, the one right by the
It's
overpass?
It's 2
There-
stories tall. Yeah.
Okay.
there
Well,
are two.
the-
There are two.
They've got a
if you
pozole
live in
there?
Miami.
there are two right there?
No, I mean, so you have the hype one, and then you have the little like shitty one before, right?
Yeah, it's Tacos El Carnal.
Yeah, El Carnal. That's
According to
the one.
DJ Suicide, El Carnal is the real
It's
thing.
the real deal.
Is the
Like,
real deal.
Yeah, they actually treat you like if you're in Mexico.
I like
Yes.
Alto de Carmen, the Taqueria El Mexicano.
Yeah?
I love that place. Inside is nice. It's very authentic. The girls wear those dresses.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
The
That's
blousey
nice.
tops. Man. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
That's the one going
It
east
didn't
on
take
the
long.
left-hand side, right?
Yes.
If you're going
Okay.
east, it's on
But
your
it
left
has,
hand
like,
side,
all this
right
hype,
by the
right?
overpass.
So they have this like speakeasy, one of those bullshits where you go upstairs and you go
Yes.
in through this little confectionery thing, and then in
Oh.
through a back door, and then you're in this overpriced bar.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about El Santo? That's
Ha-
the one that opened up recently. Have you been on 8th Street on a Friday night?
The
It's
cultural
like-
Viernes Cultural or something like that.
No, on a Friday night. That's all I gotta say. It's like, dude, Cuban as it can get.
In a good way?
In a good way. Yeah.
Is there
Obviously in
such
good
a
way.
thing?
Yeah, in a good way. I think it's life. It's almost like it's awesome, to be honest with you.
Más
But
cubano que la
it's-
caña.
Yeah, exactly. But it's fun. Not like Las Olas. Like Las Olas
Yeah.
is kind of like, ugh, ugh.
Okay.
I like.
So what
Cuban
happened?
fun.
So what happened at the taqueria?
Yeah,
Well,
you started the
first,
story.
the food's not as good as Rinconcito Mexicano, which is on like 20th and 8th Street, okay?
never
If you
been
want
there.
good tacos, go to that one. And good everything Mexican, go to that one. That said, this has nothing to do with tacos. It's that the car was marking 68 degrees outside. You get inside, it's even colder inside because they're still cranking the AC like at 65. The waitresses with their nice little blouses,
Love them.
she put on a big jacket because she was like, it's really cold in here. It's really cold in here. The combination of the inside outside makes
She's
it
not
really
earning
cold.
her tips.
What's the deal? Maybe this topic sucks. But what's the deal with Miami?
I'm
where
trying, buddy.
It can
I'm
be real
trying.
cold, and you go into the place, and it's even colder. It's like they don't even.
Well, shit, they're AC, man.
We're a
Like,
big AC
is-
town,
yeah,
man.
Exactly.
We don't have haters.
But can't you like adjust the AC so it feels just right? Like on a summer day, the AC feels great, but it doesn't feel great on the when it's 68 degrees outside. You walk into the place, it's even colder.
That's
makes
kinda
no
weird.
I
sense.
always thought when you
That's
went
kinda
into one
weird.
of those shitholes that they,
It's
you
not
know,
a shithole.
well,
It's
okay,
a nice
pardon
place.
me, this fine dining establishment that you know what I mean. The big draw is the food. The secondary draw is the girls that serve the food.
Yes.
Okay. Nah, I wouldn't put it that way for this
And-
place.
I've
late.
I've been to a bunch of these joints very similar, and they are the same. They keep them cold as hell, and I always thought that was for
Oh,
patrons,
so the chick.
so that exactly.
No way, man.
Like kind of what do they call them? Diamond tips.
Yeah, man,
Or
pencil
amp hours, like-
erasers. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Good
that
stuff.
topic went nowhere, but I'll tell you another topic. Speaking of, and it wasn't too cold. On Saturday night, you guys noticed that the temperature dropped, right?
Sure,
Yeah.
loved
so
it.
I ended up at Mango's at like
Ooh.
2:30 in the morning,
Ooh.
and it was
Did-
nice in there.
Did you dance?
I did dance. I
Okay.
danced. I saw Mango's is a fun little place to go as a local because it's all tourists.
Ocean Drive, right?
Yeah, Ocean Drive. This is a bar. If you've never been, it's for tourists. They have like girls dancing on top of like the bar kind of stage thing that they have right in the front. It's really big. It's 2 stories. They have different rooms with different music and stuff like that. And it's where tourists go to get like that
Miami vibe.
yeah, that stereotypical Miami
The
like
Ocean Drive feel.
yeah, the Latin Miami thing, right?
what local goes to Ocean Drive and hangs out? Like, I just, unless you work at TGI Friday
Well,
or
you got-
whatever, it's like nobody goes there.
Well, what I'm saying, you got to be a real pro to go to this place as a local because
And accept it.
yeah, and accept it. So my buddy, he lives on the beach. Shout out to Wampy, and we went, and he's like, let's go to Mango's because I know it's always like a decent time. We get in there. He buys all 5 of us rum? No, Bahama Mamas. Okay, disgusting drink. It was well prepared, but it's just
Kinda
pure
savor,
sugar, dude.
Savor your hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like
Pure sugar. We're drinking that shit. You know, we're having a night. It's like a night, and first thing is that right when we get in, it's dudes dancing with their shirts off. So it's like a Chippendale type of thing going on.
Out and see.
Check,
I am
please.
fucking
But
out
that didn't last too long. The other thing you notice in there is that there's so many dudes who probably are locals that are there to swoop in on all the tourist chicks. You know,
I got to imagine you're asking, like what local goes to that and hangs out there. If you got game and you're a local dude, you're probably cleaning up if you're a single guy.
You have to be a real cheese ball. Like it's total cheese ball.
Cheese
game.
balls in Miami?
Yeah.
I never
Around
again.
Miami?
Yeah, I was going to say a cheese
Open
ball
a
in
window.
Miami.
Look around.
Isn't that our city flag? State bird.
A cheese ball.
Hey,
Our
it's
state bird is a cheese ball.
so let me tell you some of the things I saw in there that were funny. So the cheese balls, like all these like guapo type of guys that are there and they're like dancing or whatever. A lot of course, like Eastern European dudes that are cheesy too, like in the same style
They always are.
as the Latin
Like
dudes.
Euro trashy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
or
then,
like Russian trashy. I mean, can I shine on Russian?
Yeah.
There's enough of them
I
here,
can
bro.
generalize on it, but I hate Russians.
They're up in the
sorry.
north end of the beach. They're up in the 80s up.
Yeah, but they go down to
terrible.
Mango's to hit that up because you see them there, and then you see the tourists who kind of make sense to go there because they're totally into it and they kind of know what to expect. But then you see the tourists who they're like from the Midwest. I'll tell you what I saw: these really cute chicks, and they were dressed in a way that they would have been more like
Russian.
No, not at all.
Words. Come on,
No.
spit it out.
Like that type of chick who would go to, I don't know, maybe be hanging out at like Brickell or Lanyap or something like that. And then there are Mango's, and they're totally out of place. They got all these dudes like hitting on them,
Were
like,
they pasty
forcefully.
white with plaid dresses or something?
Yeah, I think you're on.
Right. So let me throw you a tangent.
Whoa.
That's
You
Mr.
said-
Joe.
You said
By the
word-
way, Joe's
I know,
here.
you said the word
Joe
out of
Tenney.
place, so I got one for you. So the cruise, 70,000 tons of metal just left the port 2 days ago, and Ocean Drive and Mango's and all the rest for the last couple of days has been absolutely flooded with patches and vests and dudes with long hairs and furries and just weird ass shit.
Really?
So on that note of out
Is
of
that
place,
English?
the
I think so.
Clevelander the other night on Monday had about 3,000 metalheads partying out in one of the most douchebag bars
Oh, true.
on this planet. And
The
everybody was
Clevelander,
having
what a rockin' place.
you know what I mean? The place was so packed you couldn't walk into it. Like I had a couple friends over there, and they're like, "Yo, come by." Got to the gate, showed my ID. I'm like, changed my mind.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to La Saint Cherie. Yeah, I'm not even trying to get a beer here.
Nice. I wish I would have seen some metalheads at Mango's.
Can I shine
but there
on
was
Last
not.
Time We Cherie? I hate their buns, by the way.
What?
They have to... Dude, they have to really work on their like
What?
bread skills, dude.
I like the
That's
croissant.
bread. It's a baguette.
The croissant's awesome, but the baguette, it's hard.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
it is hard.
but baguettes are supposed to be hard.
Well, the
right?
thing is, you're
I
going
don't-
no.
I
No,
disagree.
No, it's got to be
I
crunchy on the
disagree.
outside, but soft on the
but
Yes.
inside.
something-
Bingo.
Thank you.
Wait, you
Crunch
got-
on the outside.
So-
I know
soft on
it's
the
happening.
inside.
Not knock your tooth out,
John,
You know,
you're at
dude, you bite into one of those fucking baguettes, and it's like,
Your last
Sad.
your last name is Kanye. What are you even shitting on? At this point?
well, I eat croissants. all the
John,
time.
you're going to the sandwichery like an hour before the next day's bread is getting there.
That-
That's
that-
why.
that is thank you very much for highlighting that fact.
True words
It's like
have never been spoken.
like drag yourself out of the deuce. I honestly
Yeah.
like the deuce. Shout out to the deuce, but
What
never
about,
frequent
what about
the
Rat's
place.
House?
A Rat's House. That's a Euclid and Fifth. That's like
Euclid in
Rat-
5th?
Yeah, I think it. Rat Bastard. You know Rat Bastard, maybe.
No.
No.
Oh
Right.
man.
And I know the dudes
So-
very well, and also the old Post Bar. I don't know if you guys ever went to the VFW.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, of course.
So-
the VFW is great.
The
Still-
VFW,
still
they're
there.
gone. They're shut down.
What?
Really?
No.
Yeah, big cocaine deal.
No,
in
they
Buzz.
didn't shut them down though. They're
No
still there.
way.
Yeah.
They're back?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
back.
They
that is the best bar on the beach, man. And
They
that's
haven't
it.
shut down Deuce. Like, I mean,
The
shit.
Deuce, the Deuce used to be
When you
known
go
by
take a-
locals and like,
like,
people
take-
who live there, but the real local joint is the VFW, is the Post, because the drinks are still cheap there. It's all local people. They don't let like the riffraff in. They don't let let us
Whoa,
in,
riffraff.
but
They let you
they don't.
in.
They let me in. What can I say?
So yeah, but
That's not saying much.
I think South Beach is just so okay.
Wait, can I?
Here's my opinion on South Beach as a local. I think a bunch of European shit goes on
No.
on South Beach,
No, forget
which
the
is
European. Forget the
depressing.
European.
I'm
Forget-
sorry.
Yeah.
No, forget the European. Most of the time, what makes it fucking unbearable is that, every other Sunday or every important day, 3/4 of Hialeah and all the neighborhoods down by the Everglades decide to
Right.
fucking invade, and it's
The
traps-
plague.
I didn't know that still goes on. I haven't
Oh,
been to the
dude,
beach in
dude,
forever,
Dude,
but
during spring break,
if Hialeah and Kendall gets a hold of it,
spring break, you
Wynwood,
cannot go in.
example.
But
They
the-
block it off.
well, do you
because
know
it's
on
so
a
heavy.
on a note here? Well, that's why we don't have public transportation like a train that should have gone east from downtown all the way to the beach and all the way west out to the airport and to FIU. That's why we don't have a mass transit line. The main opponents was City of Miami Beach. They don't want people going out there
Well,
who are
two-
paying
Fucking
paying
shit
$2
up. Yeah.
to go out there and bringing a 40 and hanging out on their streets and screwing it up for the people who are willing to pay valet.
After 8
Or
p.m.
smoking
on the,
some
on
weed.
the east side of South Beach, you cannot get alcohol anymore.
Yeah, that's
You-
true.
you
Oh,
there's
I have a
few
story about
stores
that.
On
Fuck.
Alton,
Get
on the
into
west
it.
side of South Beach, that might
Yeah,
sell you
go
beer.
for it,
but,
bro.
After 8 p.m.,
I wanna
everything
hear
on
your
Is
the-
it
thoughts
8?
about
Because I
the
remember it was
weed.
10.
Eight.
Yeah, some years
Eight.
ago, it was
very,
10.
Very hard, and it goes all the way up to the
that
city
they
of
lock the
North Beach.
fridges.
They
Yeah,
lock it.
I remember they put the
I-
bungee cords to the
I
fridges.
hate that shit.
Yeah.
And it's a local
No,
ordinance,
it's
so you
like
can't get it.
now they have like little little rods that come in, lock your fridge. That's like
Yep, exactly. Okay, wait.
You can't
Let
even
me
remove the
finish
broom.
my mango story real quick. I know it dragged on a little bit. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. What you see at mangoes. You
Right.
see the chicks that are out of place.
right.
They quickly realize they're out of place and they get the hell out of there. And you're like, damn, those are the hottest chicks that could have been in here, and they're gone. Then there's the the
C-section style.
no
they're
those
hot,
those
but
chicks are still there.
C-section
Those are
fucking
those are
shit.
there all night, right? I saw you never see this at a club, which I thought was awesome. A dude in a electric wheelchair. He was like he got in and he was like
Hell
jamming.
yeah,
So he was
Rocking it.
he was like spinning around on the dance floor, dude. Like
Nice.
doing little 360s. I got those Bahama Mamas, disgusting, but well prepared. And then I was
No wonder you didn't text me back. Like, I
I
texted him. He goes like
I don't think
non-responsive. I'm just saying.
I got mangoes all for
the
me.
The sugar.
And I got a little tired after drinking that drink, and we went and we got tequila shots
Good God.
at Mangoes.
You
Oh my
regretted
God,
that immediately.
disgusting! But it really gave me that pep. It really got me.
While you're living,
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's the kind of liquor that gives you the hangover before it gets you drunk.
The music is horrible.
but
It's
let me
a
tell you
sight to
guys,
see. I would highly recommend going there as a local just to
Ocean
check it out.
Drive's Wet Willies. Let's do it.
Oh, dude, you ain't never gonna get me there.
Dude, I almost got into a fight at Wet Willie's. So I'm getting into Wet Willie's one night, right? And look at this. Somebody goes like, "You look like you important," and I'm like, and he goes, "Don't you ever cross me?" And I was like, "Sorry."
Did he say you look
Important
or impotent?
Impotent.
So that's the joke. Anyway,
Oh, sorry,
so,
man. Did I step on your joke? He's a very impotent man.
Ocean Drive. Anyway,
So wait,
Terrible.
Moving
last thing, the thing you said about they put the bars on the beers after midnight, right? On the coolers. One day, that happened to me. I left the place like at 12:05. We were gonna go somebody's house. I was supposed to pick up the beers. I go to Walgreens. They're like, sorry, no more beers. I'm like, shit. So I get an Uber and I start driving. And as soon as I see like a small little bodega type of place, I tell the guy, pull over. I go over there.
bars.
I go, I see the bars. I tell the guy, hey, can I get some beer? The guy's like, yeah, just give me a second. He gets a guy, he pulls the bar, gets me the thing. I get to go pay. fucking forgot my wallet. And I
Nice.
couldn't- yeah.
Nice.
Well done, sir.
Fucking
Yeah, John
amateur.
said that they've got the rods that automatically go and jam up the fridge.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
I had my rod
think it's
jammed
the
in a
city
fridge
of
one
Miami.
time.
Like city of Miami jams
Funny
you
story.
in the ass.
Yeah.
that's Miami.
That's
Beach.
Miami Beach.
just jams you in the ass. Yeah, Miami Beach.
I've never heard of this. Where is this happening?
Miami
Miami
Beach,
Beach.
yeah.
Miami
it-
Beach.
South
It-
Beach.
It happened to
At a
us.
certain
terrible.
time of
Yeah,
night.
after 8 p.m.,
think-
you cannot buy liquor
alcohol
and
on the
any
beach.
beer or liquor. Everything is
Unless-
shut down.
Unless it's a
because-
nightclub.
No.
Right, you
Yeah,
can in a
you
bar,
can't
a
buy.
restaurant, or
get
a
fucked
nightclub.
up at a
Oh
bar.
wow! They
No-
got those
no retail.
Northeast blue laws.
It
Yeah.
happened
going
to-
on down here.
when
Yeah,
we were.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
up,
So-
up north, yeah, that's how it goes.
They
You have
had-
to go to a package goods place.
They had so many.
Dude,
they had so
even
many
buying
problems with people
cigarettes.
drinking on the streets. Plus the clubs
Yeah.
and the bars and all the rest lobbying for you can't buy that, so you have to go spend.
Rafa,
money.
let me give a news update to everyone in listening in.
Listen
Cigarettes in New York City are $16.
No way.
Fuck
A pack?
I'm so glad.
A pack
I'm so
of cigarettes
glad I
is
quit.
$16.
Yeah, hey, Jersey
that's
just
all
quit
I gotta
smoking
tell you.
cigarettes after
That-
like 20-something thousand years, man.
So look at this.
20,000.
So I walked into a bodega and I said to my uncle, I
Proud
go,
of him, man.
I am just gonna I'm just gonna welcome whatever she charges me into my life. I thought it was $12. She goes $16. I said,
Ooh.
take my card.
Oh my.
And then she goes, almost a fucking $1 for a smoke.
That's crazy.
So here's the funny part about it. If you have the balls to bum cigarettes in New York,
Yeah.
You
good
get
luck-
mugged
good
for
luck to
bumming
you. Yeah,
smokes.
that's-
Wait a minute. Hey, folks, it's the Nothing's Going On in Miami show. We're Wednesday,
Yes.
January 8th, 2020.
All right.
Call in, be a part of the fun. 305-361-8557. That's 305-361-8557. Get in before the Yaman.
Yeah.
Call if you dare.
So
That's
you were talking about the bars going in the fridge. And honestly, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I did not know about this, but this is very reminiscent of what you were talking about several weeks ago when we were talking
remember
about the
that?
pot. Yeah, of course. The weed smoking on Miami Beach and
Oh
it's an
yeah.
arrestable
I don't want to get
offense.
into that right now.
What, the
understand.
$100 fee? $100 fee? I'll take
I'm
it,
just
I'll take it.
praying that the Publixman is going to call it. No.
Eh.
It basically boils down to a very similar scenario, which is life is good, and when you give it to the general public, they will fuck it up for you, won't they? I mean,
yeah. I mean, you go to a place like New Orleans, they'll let you drink wherever you want, and they don't care. And the public has certainly fucked it up. We could do the same, but we haven't.
but at the same time, it's contained.
apparently we have. That's why they created these laws.
But
Eh.
it's I doubt it's the people from Miami. It's the people from the suburbs coming in on days and
Or from out
messing
of
it
town,
up.
or from
Exactly.
wherever.
Wrecking
No, but you,
it. Like,
you
they
can
come-
light up a
they come-
joint
you got
on
some-
South
wreck.
Beach.
you got a
and
problem
not
with
get,
people from the
like, you're
suburbs?
good.
Guys, one at a time.
If you live in the suburbs voluntarily, you know, you and I are not going to see eye to eye.
Oh,
Well, we're both from the suburbs.
Anyway.
Love it.
You guys are mainland people, right? Like, dude, who
Mainline.
goes to the beach?
what do you have, a barnacle on your ass? I mean,
I'm just
come
saying,
on.
like, dude, mainland is mainland, and South Beach is South Beach.
But then again,
if,
here in Miami,
if you live in Miami,
if-
I'm just saying.
you know, you get people voluntarily wanting to be in the scene here in Miami and living in places like Miramar or like fucking West Kendall. It's like, dude, that's an hour to trek. Why would you live so far if your livelihood and life is
You're
over
talking to two K-hole guys. right
Grass.
here.
that's what I'm saying.
I'll give you one word.
Do you live in
Grass.
Kendalltown?
A
Do you
lawn.
live
They
in
want
Kendalltown?
houses.
No, we
yeah.
live in.
Do you want a lawn?
West
I
of
have
Kendalltown.
one. I have one.
Okay, I like to grill. I like to do. You can't do that on the 14th floor.
Buena Vista, right up the street.
Sorry.
All right.
that
Hey,
would-
but
those are
Kendalltown's
just
kinda
my
expensive.
views.
That's
All I
You're
gotta
right.
say is
Okay,
Kendalltown's
we
kinda
won't see
expensive.
eye to
All
eye.
right, let's let Rafa.
Moving
sorry.
on.
Yes, thank you.
It's,
You want your show back, sir?
Yes, please. Oh, you said what day it is, but that's what I always do to move on. It's January 8th, 2020. Nothing's going on in Miami. Episode 25. Go to nothingsgoingon.com, subscribe to the podcast and all that stuff. Okay. Well,
Love this
we
show.
did the off-the-cuff crap. Let's get right into the news and the stuff that's happening.
I've got some stuff for you.
Did you guys see that they are now allowing here in city of Miami, only city of Miami, scooter rent, not scooters like little, like
Like
bike,
one-
like
150
moped,
cc
yeah,
kinda
150
shit.
cc,
Those little Vespas.
yeah, little
But with the
Vespas,
license or
electric scooters,
oh Jesus.
yeah,
The stand-up ones.
are
No.
Again,
No.
give a
full
freedom to
Vespa
someone.
style.
They will fuck it up, won't they?
I think this is going to be interesting.
Go ahead.
Wait, you're talking like a sit-down moped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the stand-up little scooters.
No.
Okay, so
Like-
Aqua and
Rafa,
black.
On
They
that,
look
on that
awesome.
note, right here at the collective, well, one of the tenants is really involved in the city when it comes to innovation, technology, and all the rest. It's our friend Mike. So, just for future tangents, put a pin in that shit for the electric scooters because we'll see if he'll be willing to come down on the show one day
And talk about that?
that particular piece of clusterfuck.
But wait a second. But I understand like what you're saying because I came back from New York and I said I'm out for 2 weeks and I see scooters on the side of the street and I'm like, dude, imagine like I would love a scooter because it's like I think it's realer than a fucking Uber ride. Like it's like you pick up a scooter and you go all fucked up and go.
You're talking about
know what I'm
like
saying?
a
Like,
a
wait,
motorcycle,
wait.
yeah.
So like,
But you
but
can
I
definitely
think
get a
it's
DUI
giving
on one of
people
those.
option. Well, that's what I'm saying. So imagine like somebody just goes like, I can rent a fucking scooter
Can you imagine
and just
somebody
go.
doing
I'll
the
crash into that fucking thing.
Yeah.
like-
doing the MacArthur Causeway, one of those
So,
full blast,
you're-
like blasted
so-
to shit because they were at the corner at 11.
So let me tell you about it. The company's called Revel, Revel. You got to get the app, and you can unlock the moped like anything like any other. It's an electric thing, so it's not a gas engine, and it tops out at 35, and you're not supposed to take them on the highway.
They're
For the
gonna
drunks.
do it.
Of course,
Good-
they're
good-
gonna
do it.
Good luck with
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
With that
See,
one.
okay, so there's moderation, and then there's being stupid,
Yeah.
and then there's
What
that
did I
shit.
say?
Like,
give,
it's
give the public
I mean, give the
something
public-
wonderful,
and they're gonna
they
do
will
some
find
dumb
a way
shit.
to fuck it
That's,
up.
that's the
So-
company really hoping that people will behave.
So
It's
Uber,
the wrong
Uber
city
was
for that.
fine. I'll accept Uber. Don't give Uber shit.
What
Like,
about
when I
all
see,
these?
like lawsuits on Uber? I go like, who is lawsuiting Uber? Like,
Hey, so
what, you want somebody like your daughter to be into some?
What are
crazy
these
shit?
electric scooters
scooter.
What are these electric scooters that everybody's using like on the sidewalks? You know, the stand-up ones, that
Yeah.
are like the little
It's
kid
like,
ones.
Yeah, the razor
Yeah,
with
the
the battery.
razor, right.
I don't know.
They have
So
to think
all
about
the big
using it?
cities, across the world, across the Western world, are starting to ban them because they're having so much problems of people
Accidents. People
riding
not
them on
knowing
the
how to do it.
sidewalk, riding them on the street, and then
I
so.
think it's dumb.
And Jersey and I have talked about this many times. Which law is it? Are you a pedestrian or are you a motorist? Because they ride them on both sides. I was on Brickell one day, and it was right before. It must have happened like a couple of seconds before. It was right
Getting
before
real.
the paramedics showed up. There's a dude laid out, and a crowd around him. His thing is twisted against a tree, and he's bleeding out of his head, laying on the floor.
On a scooter.
Yeah.
He goes,
Like,
I couldn't
how
do
the
the
hell did
math.
you
I
make
No,
couldn't
not
do
a
the
not,
math.
not one of these sit-down Vespa
no,
scooters. One of those
literally on a
stand-up
little
scooters.
stand-
Those are the
scooters.
ones I like. The sit downs are good because I can be
I see
dumb as
these
shit
guys-
and I can still ride it.
I see
But
these
the
guys
stand-up
driving them
ones?
across like Venetian, like they're a car, you know?
yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
in the
that
middle of
too.
the lane, in
Yo,
the middle
I
of the
get,
lane.
I get
Right.
like, I get people like I'm DJing and people come up to like the sets. Hey, I came to see you, but I fucked my shit up. 'Cause they were on the stand-up ones.
I
The
had-
sit-down ones are all right.
The
But-
emergency rooms across the planet have reported an increase in head trauma, wrist trauma, and like knee trauma because
Nobody-
these
nobody
guys are
knows how to
smacking
fucking
into
ride this
things.
shit.
Rent it for 5
Add a
cents
cell phone.
second.
It looks fun,
Well,
but
I don't know, man.
my
it
favorite,
takes too much.
My favorite
it's
at work
it's
in
almost
North
like,
Beach is people asking me, "Hey, can you charge my scooter?" It's like, fuck no.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
But imagine,
You
like,
get paid to do that.
that's a good
like-
topic.
No,
So,
you
should-
get
no, no,
paid
I
to
should-
do that.
I should, but it's
Alligator
like-
Alley
You do.
has
If you
charging
charge them, you
stations,
can
right?
actually collect
Hold on,
them.
guys.
Sorry.
One at a time, please. Like, put your hand up or something because it sounds like.
are we
shit
gonna
on
have to
the
raise
radio.
hands here,
You guys
Yeah,
are
I think we do.
amateurs.
dude? Well, a guy came up to Jersey and asked him if he could charge his scooter. You know what he told him? True story. True story. I was there.
All right, Mal. Let's go to the next thing. Let me tell you something that happened. Do you guys know what Barstool Sports is?
Is that where you answer trivia games?
No,
Is that some kind of porno?
no,
The beach. Let me guess. The beach.
no. Oh, none of you guys know.
Oh.
Well, this guy, Barstool Sports is like a website. It's been on. I don't know. They've been going for like 15 years. It's sports shit and stuff like that. But the guy who runs it, his name is Davey Portnoy. and he's been for like the last 3 years doing pizza. He lives in New York. He does pizza reviews almost every single day. He's done like 1,200, but like 1,000 pizza place reviews. Okay, he goes, he eats a slice of cheese, and he gives a rating. His ratings
Did he go
are
to
Is he
Pizza
still alive?
Tropical?
Is he still alive?
yeah, yeah, he does it every single fucking day.
I feel like that's a relevant question.
Anyway, he came down to Cazzola's over I guess he was here for Basil or some shit, but the video just came out.
And
He gave
Our
Cazzola's
pizza sucks.
He gave Cazzola's a 6.3, which is pretty
pretty
mediocre.
Generous, pretty generous.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
pretty generous. What do you think?
Cazzola's
Is garbage.
yeah,
You
pretty
o-
much.
You only go there if you need a food coma.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Miami who think Cazzola's is really good though.
But then again, Miami
I
people
remember
don't know good
working
pizza.
near. I remember working in downtown, and we used to get delivery from Cazzola's all the time, and everybody spoke about it like it was I don't know the sacrament or something. The only good thing about Cazzola's is while you're waiting, they cut up cheese pizzas and give out free slices. So if you're like really hungry and you got no dough, you can go and eat dough.
Be there for a little bit.
Go eat some dough.
The last good pie I had here in Miami was at New York style pizza in Coral Gables, and that was a billion years ago. I don't even know if they're still around.
Oh, before the dinosaurs. Wow.
Yes, back when the Earth was a molten acidic mass.
Actually, I like pizza rustica. If we're gonna go off on a pizza tangent,
I like it too.
That's-
Yeah,
To be honest, as a New Yorker, Pizza Rustica is not a bad pizza
it's
because
awesome.
they're not trying to do New York pizza.
Yeah,
No,
it's a grandma slice.
You know what I mean?
is that what that is? A grandma slice?
Yeah.
And it
Sicilian slice. Come on, guys.
Works.
Shit.
What's
Yeah,
your
so-
favorite pizza?
Here in Miami?
At least, or one that you think is pretty good or decent.
Steve's Pizza.
Oh, I hate that
that's so
joint.
bad, dude.
I hate that joint.
Steve's is
I-
whack.
It's on my list
But-
of things
but
to
I've
burn
been-
down.
Look, oh my God! Look, I knew I was gonna get like
Some
static
beets,
over it,
some
but
back.
but it's good. And who gives a shit about pizza? Honestly, like it's
What?
no, seriously, like it's a piece
Are
of
you?
dough.
Wait, play it. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Thank you, thank you.
I'm just saying, like everyone. Okay,
That
so,
was more authentic.
all right. So here's a question. So everyone loves like, oh, the dough is great.
Yeah.
Right. So what's up with the dough?
The dough
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to be crispy and not too doughy.
Everyone has their own opinion.
I'm not
All right,
very dough
I want to
specific.
hear.
I'm more
okay,
cheese.
New
I'm a
Jersey
cheese
and
guy.
I feel the
one at a
sauce
time.
of the cheese has to
The
be.
cheese is the thing.
Yeah.
Because
You
what
gotta,
cheese.
I
you
feel
gotta
like-
have the mafia
I
cheese,
feel
bro.
Miami,
It's-
Miami is always very skimpy with the cheese or completely over the top. It's one of both. You're either dying of a heart attack or you're just having a piece of like sad hipster toast.
That's it. That's the thing. You know you're having a good slice of pizza when you need a
Right.
napkin to dab the top to
Of-
get all the grease off of it, or
okay.
like if you fold it in half to eat it, it comes running out the crust end because there's so much. That's
So-
the good cheese.
So here's another question: do you fold your slice? I find it like
Absolutely.
folding your
There's no
slice
other
You
way
have
to
is
to
do it.
fold it.
offensive.
No, you have to.
I
Yes.
mean,
if
Is it
you
offensive
if you grab a
or
knife
not?
and a fork, or if you try to eat a flat style, you might as well just have a dick in your mouth.
Really? No. Hey,
Sorry.
if you
Aye,
fold
aye.
too
That's good,
much,
that's good, that's
if
good.
you fold too
Um,
much, then you got like a calzone going.
That's what I'm
you
saying.
know?
Like exactly,
gotta-
And that's why
like, that's
calzone
the
is such a
folding thing.
great
One
thing.
at a time,
So
guys.
what is okay? That's actually a proper question, right? Like, how do you eat your pizza and
Is
how do
this
you
what
like
this
your
show has
pizza?
devolved to? I thought
Yeah.
we were a Miami show.
Okay, wait.
I think we need to put a
But
piece
Miami
of pizza in
pizza is
John's
kind of
mouth.
like off, right? Like Miami pizza is kind of fucked up.
It sucks.
You guys like East Side?
Give that shit.
I love East Side.
I like East Side.
Has anyone had
like the
this
the
Cuban
veggie
pizza?
Yes.
No.
I haven't, but there's a great one. There's a great store called Montes de Oca, and they've
Yeah.
got two of them.
That's true.
I've never had it, but from what I understand is that there is a Cuban style
So
pizza,
as
and I
pizza-
don't know what it is.
As pizza
You can do
goes,
this
it's
at
they
home.
kind
put
of heresy, but
banana
it's
on
delicious.
the pizza. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Banana? No.
They put like bananas
No,
on.
I'm
the
out.
pizza.
I didn't go
Some-
that far.
Out.
Yeah.
Have a good
Somebody
day.
explain to
sorry.
me
I'm out.
with
I'm sorry.
what a
like,
cheese
I don't do that shit.
what a
like
cheese-
I'm good with pineapple, and like I'm kind of good with it.
what a cheese Cuban pizza is like. Does anybody know what the difference is between like a regular cheese pizza and a cheese Cuban pizza?
If I were
Yeah.
to make it, I'd make
The
it with
sauce.
roast pork.
I didn't
and
ask
with-
if you were to make it.
Oh,
Tim.
I don't- I've
I was
never
asking
had it.
what is a Cuban pizza with cheese and what is a fucking compared
I
to a
would
New
say-
York
I would
slice.
say a bunch of rosemary.
The one that I
Ugh,
had,
disgusting.
the dough was a hell of a lot breadier.
Okay.
Like that's
So it's more like Cuban bread.
Like, yeah, like this is my experience. You know, I mean, I don't know if this is the definition of Cuban pizza. I just, you know, like 3 a.m, somebody threw me down 2 slices in front of me and told me this is Cuban pizza. As a New Yorker, I didn't consider it pizza. It was great, but I didn't consider it pizza. It was
Okay,
like, you know,
right.
have you ever like grabbed a baguette in your house, throw some marinara sauce, put some cheese on it, put it in the oven?
You don't call it
Okay.
pizza, right?
Yeah, that's like
It's
the
not
best
pizza.
pizza.
It's delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it
Well, that was awesome.
It was
It's
along
not pizza.
It was along the lines of.
Okay.
But it's like, in my opinion, everyone like raves about the sauce and all this shit. It's like, not really, man. I mean,
What?
You're
The
just
sau-
sad.
dough.
You're
a
just sad.
tangy sauce,
dude,
man?
people
All-
hate like they,
All of those
like,
things are important.
Everything's.
Come on, man.
You know what I
everything's
say to those
it's an
people?
element.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Thanks,
Pretty
Mom.
much.
Was
Pretty
that
much.
Kim Basinger?
No, that's Artie's mom.
By the way, shout out to Griff.
We'll be
I love
talking
Griff.
about her later on in the program.
Griff, man.
So hey, I got something. Can we move this thing forward out,
Sure.
out of Pizza
Yes,
Town?
please.
If we got anything going.
As long as it's not sideways.
What do you guys like? I've got a bunch of stuff here.
Say it. You got
Uh,
notes. You got notes.
I got notes. Let's start off with City of Miami opposes tolls.
Ooh.
Who likes tolls on our
Well,
roads here? Anybody? I
They're
don't see-
anti-American.
It keeps
This
the
is a
riffraff
bunch
out.
of bullshit.
Our
You guys-
mayor, Francis Suarez, is urging state legislature to prohibit tolls and express lanes on the Palmetto,
Thank you.
826, for those of you not in the know, and remove those that are already in place. The commission unanimously approved. And then now state senators,
Wait. They approved to eliminate
No, this-
expressway?
they're
What?
moving it forward.
Here-
it
here
hasn't
in
been
Miami.
it hasn't
Now
been
it has to go
enacted,
to
but they're moving it
states.
forward.
Now it has to go to states.
Yeah.
Has to go to state.
R.I.P.
So the state
That
senators
Just the thought is going to shit.
state senators, including Manny Diaz Jr., who you may remember his father, who was mayor here, also introduced
The crypt keeper?
bills. And their legislation would also ban the state
Wasn't
from
he the douchebag that made us buy a stadium, too?
Dude,
Yeah,
he was-
no.
they all did.
his dad was
Wrong
actually
guy.
getting votes from dead people. I
But
think it was.
listen, the legislation would also
Nice.
ban the state from ever placing tolls on the highway again.
Oh,
I'm
please.
for it.
That's utopian.
That-
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is utopian.
How are you going to pay for
would be
it?
awesome.
Did they say that? Did they
Now,
talk about
Jersey,
that?
Jersey used to work in the asphalt industry, and he built a lot of the roads that we drive on. And
That
he-
doesn't give me a right to like chime in with my
Not at
opinion,
all.
but
I was just
will
mentioning
anyway. This is a
How
bunch
are they going to
of
eliminate the
horseshit.
biggest
Well, one at a
racket
time,
that's
one at a time.
going
Yes,
on
it is. It's
in
just
the
that
city of Miami?
it's a racket.
right now. Like MDX, the biggest fucking racket.
Yeah.
MDX is on its way out.
Yeah.
So
Next to the
Who's
Koch
gonna
brothers,
eliminate
MDX,
that?
they're like, what the hell? I don't even understand this. How do they get away with this? We put when they did a good thing years ago on 95, and they put those HOV lanes in, and that was like, oh, people are commuting, give them the right of way to get to work, right? All right, now I see you rolling your eyes at
Yeah,
me
but
because you're
big
a
time, big
single
time.
person commuter, right?
No, just because the
But
prices.
there was a reason for that, and it made sense.
he's talking before the express lane. He's talking
I'm
the
talking about
HOV
before-
lanes.
The HOV lane. The
When
high
it
occupancy
first started.
vehicle.
When it
Remember
was
when people
no-
would
used
put,
to have
like,
a second
fucking
person
mannequins?
or a
Yeah.
mannequin.
Would blow up dolls and mannequins in the passenger
And then they
seat.
started figuring out that those
But
cones
now,
fucked up your cars,
but
right?
95 was the
way
first,
before that.
Was the first expressway to put. Dude, I remember when I first moved here. When I first moved here in like '93, the turnpike was a 25-cent toll.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna say I'm gonna
I remember
I'm
that
gonna
too.
bore you to death.
right. No, it's
The
fine.
turnpike out in the middle of nowhere
Right.
was a 25-cent toll, and there was, I think, 2 of them between Okeechobee Road and 836.
Do you remember throwing your quarters
Yes,
into
yes,
the
into the
fucking
basket.
holes?
I
So-
loved it.
I loved it too.
That
and
was,
I made a
and that was
fortune out of it
a
too.
billion years ago.
Because I would pick up the. I'll take it.
Oh, the ones on the floor.
I know.
Sorry,
I would do that.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm
Sorry,
going to cut you
no,
off.
keep on going.
Now,
Sorry.
they have found a way to interrupt every fucking thing you do with either advertisement or a way to charge you. So, I'm sorry, I'm reading notes from Artie over here. And they have now told the Palmetto that now has an expressway toll on it. The Turnpike, oh, by the way, 836, which didn't used to be a toll, is now tolled. It was
Now
only
they're,
a
doing it
toll-
now they're going to try and do it To the
on-
Palmetto.
No, the Palm. It's already done. It's
Done.
done.
They should just do it at the Golden
Now
Glades.
check this out for those suckers that bought property down in Homestead, thinking they were saving a shekel or two.
They're not doing
trekking
shit.
all the way up to Miami.
Oi.
Not only are they burning tires and gas and all that, now they're not only paying turnpike fees, but they're opening up an express lane down to Homestead, which is going to be, I guess, I don't know specifically, but it's an additional toll on top of a toll, which we shouldn't already be paying on the turnpike. That toll was supposed to expire in like 1995.
So wait a minute. There's two things. Number one, you guys must pay the tolls
Absolutely.
quite
Live out west, yeah.
often, right?
Ton.
What
Yeah.
about you? You live on
the Key.
On the Key. Yeah.
The Key has
The sea
it has a
pass.
toll,
But it has a resident lane.
It has a resident pass.
Oh,
that's-
really?
Yeah. So you
Yep.
pay $24 a year, and that's it.
They're charging you though.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
When-
you got to pay.
when
for
I
the
worked
toll.
the-
How many residents in Key Biscayne, for example?
14,000.
Really?
12 to
Times
14.
what?
Interesting. I was gonna say
$34
Well, not
cents?
everybody.
$24, that's
No,
nothing.
divided by 4, and then that's
a
how
lot
many
of money.
cars. Yeah, of course it's a lot of money, and the bridges, but the bridges are falling apart. They got to repair them. So wait, these guys that are at. My only question on this before we move on, did it say anything about how they are going to pay for whatever they're paying? These tolls must be used to pay for something.
MDX.
And then-
The MDX is
Yeah.
really like a private institution, and
It
all the
is.
money's going into their pockets.
Think of a fat
Yes.
guy with
Now
a
they
pinstripe
do-
suit
now a
getting his
certain-
dick sucked a lot.
Yeah,
That's MDX.
Okay, there's
Or
a
like
certain,
the new Q8 looks really nice.
All right, one at a time, folks. There's
I'm just
a
saying
certain
that's where it's
percentage.
going.
A certain percentage
hello?
has to go to road maintenance.
Yes,
But
exactly.
a ton of it goes to the board members and goes to the investors.
No way.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. The
Yes,
Florida
you're-
Turnpike
you are
is
so
not even
liberal
owned by this
on
guy.
that,
but
right?
but like any company, you know what I mean? It's regardless whether it's a service or not, the first people that have to be paid and
Investors.
pacified are investors and
Yes.
people involved.
Yes.
Special interest groups.
And nothing dealing with the city.
And then after that, whatever's left, then sure, we're going to do our jobs with what we got. But if there's not a lot left, well, there's not a lot left.
So support Manny Diaz Jr. His dad was the mayor here, and I bet he's got political ambitions. He's going to go for a governor,
You
or maybe a first Latin president sort of deal out of
I'm going
Miami.
to shut up.
What does he want? A soccer
So-
stadium?
I'm going to shut up.
So
we got one coming, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Inter Miami. It's a terrible name, but I'm gonna buy opening.
Let's
season
finish what
tickets.
we started.
kind of on that
That's
toll
his,
gravy
motto.
train of making tolls free. Did you see that Javier Suarez, who's running for mayor, he's of Miami-Dade County, he wants to make all public transport free, metro rail, buses, all of
That
it
would be
free.
amazing,
Yes.
But it's probably not.
If it can be paid,
Utopian
if,
again.
if it can be paid for, I'm all for it.
That would-
22% sales tax.
That'd be crazy.
No, I'm
Is
for it.
that a
I'm
front
for it if
to
it
get
can be paid
votes?
for.
I would say a
yeah,
front
it
to get
sounds like
votes.
it is, because how do you pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Fuck
How do you pay for
like,
that?
yeah, exactly.
The second
All
you
I
make
gotta-
it free,
big
someone's
ol'
going to fuck
you.
it up.
Well,
fuck
they'll,
you.
what they'll do is
Yeah.
we're at a 7
Hey.
cent dollar sales tax here
Yeah.
in the county.
Oh yeah,
It'll go up to like an 8 or a 10
Yeah.
or something like that.
So I will
22.
say that maybe the most popular and well-used public transport, the Metro Mover, is totally free.
Are
And it-
you kidding? The whole Metro fail system is a complete garbage. And
No, the mover,
No,
the
actually,
mover.
The mover,
but
the mover gets used?
Good
The
deal.
mover
That's
gets
the
used.
best thing invented in since 1983.
Homeless people get air conditioning on it.
And actually,
Exactly.
Metro Rail,
Exactly.
they bought all those new trains, and from what I understand, during rush hour,
They
it's
suck.
no, they're packed.
They're packed
Yeah.
as fuck.
They're
Yeah, of
packed.
course.
I used to ride the bus
I
and the
mean,
train. They're
come
always
on.
packed. But I got to be honest, I loved riding the train and the bus. I talked with my neighbors.
I just wish it went.
I read books.
But the train's convenient to the
Only
train
very
is
few people.
convenient to the people pertaining to the train. Now, public transport
Wow.
should be like accessible to everyone.
Yeah,
I mean, it is. It just doesn't get you to where you want to
We're
go.
not making an Athens here or a New York.
So should
No, but
highways.
But have you seen like comparisons on New York City compared to Miami?
Yeah,
Where the
Miami's
money's going?
fucking sad.
Miami has an L
Miami
train.
is sad, dude. Of
Miami's
course.
like
It has
literal
an L
course
train.
is
Not
an
like
L train.
Chicago.
It has
It has
one train.
one.
An L.
One
That's
line.
it. Yeah,
One.
the L train.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Chicago
I mean,
is an
compared-
L system.
compared to a system.
The
Like,
best I ever been on the
are you
planet.
kidding me?
the metro in Paris. Any guys ever been there?
Nope.
I'm
Dude,
going
you-
there.
you-
London
August
Tubes.
20-something.
The
London
London
Tubes are
London
pretty
tubes
good.
are a close second.
London tubes are interesting. One thing that I love about the London tubes is that they were so about it in the
Tubes.
Blitz that sometimes you have to go down, like, no joke, 10 stories down in one subway because
Yes.
it was a bomb bunker during the Blitz, and it's like, and there's a little plaque by the elevator and the stairs saying ground level,
Underground.
281 steps up,
Underground.
Jeez.
and you're like, okay.
And they go
How bad is
underground.
this? And then you think, wait, maybe 14 to 50 steps per floor.
Nah, dude.
280, and it's been your gym. I made that ever when I was 18. I was like, yeah, no, I'll totally take this spiral staircase up. My cousin was like, all right, I'll wait for you at the top. 10 minutes later, like sweating like a beast.
Me and the
Can
old
can I throw it into a weird conversation right now?
I'm hoping not, but go
all
for
right,
it.
So here's
No.
my
no.
biggest
No.
fucking fear is American sovereignty. And I mean, if we're talking
wrong with my
What the
sovereignty,
fuck
right?
are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's a weird tangent.
Hey, can we
Okay,
cut his
wait.
mic
I'll
off?
let him go. I'll let him go for one more
now I
second.
gotta hear
Let's see.
this.
You got
All right.
60
Have
seconds.
to hear
Go.
this.
Hear me
Go.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Please.
So look at this: American sovereignty. American sovereignty, in a nutshell, is like who bombs America. Like, go figure. That's American sovereignty in a way. Will people get to us? I don't know.
What is this guy
What?
talking about? Okay.
Wait a minute.
No,
'Cause
you're on
everyone's
the-
talking. Wait.
I'm
So
following
Yeah,
him
this
home.
is the,
I want
this
to
is
know.
the
everyone-
Nothing's Going On
ev-
in Miami show.
everyone
focus-
is talking about World War III.
No, stop it. Stop.
Stop.
Wrong
You're
show.
out.
Yeah,
You're
sorry,
out.
Wrong
bro.
show.
We're
Wrong
not
show.
going there.
Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. Guys, to get in on the show,
I'm just
305-361-8557. This is Nothing's Going On in Miami.
And
If
there's
you
no
want to talk
cruise
Miami,
allowed to World
come
War
on in. Hey, I got something here that's away from tolls and away from World War III.
Yeah, get away.
It happens to be about our favorite men in blue here, Miami Police,
Nice.
making close to $20 million in overtime security jobs
It's paid for.
in the last 5 years.
Damn, that's
Right.
Terrible.
That's why they have seizure laws.
Yes, they made $20 million in 2017 alone.
Okay.
Extra duty security work is extremely lucrative for Miami cops. Off duty and on duty assignment desks don't communicate well, and auditors' report found that some cops scheduled were for both at the same time.
Ooh, that's where it gets.
Oh,
This-
a racket? A scam in
true.
Miami?
Wait a minute.
You got to be kidding me.
The city
They're
bar,
getting away with it?
the city bars officers. You know, you can hire
What?
if you got a party
Yeah, you can hire.
or
the
you
cops.
got a club.
Sure,
You can
sure.
hire off-duty cops in their
you have
uniform
a
to-
bar
No,
mitzvah.
they're going to demand that from you.
and they hang out and they flirt with chicks in their uniform and they get paid
They
overtime.
keep the peace.
Some of them they get paid directly. Some of it gets paid to the department, and that's where the auditor's report found out that there's no real oversight. And so, off-duty and on-duty assignment desks don't communicate well.
Yeah, you
and-
audit that.
An auditor's report found some cops were scheduled for both at the same time. City bars officers from working more than 16 hours a day, and an audit found 185 instances where cops worked over that, with one cop reported working 3,714 extra hours in a single year. That's the equivalent.
What kind of card did he have?
That's
Did he
the-
have a Q8?
Hold on. It's the equivalent of working an 18-hour day every day of the year.
All right. So
Hold on.
now-
I got
damn.
more.
Hey, these
Wait.
statistics are going nuts.
That's great.
So, all right, Miami, right?
In 2013, it was reported that cops working security in the downtown nightclub district were raiding bars in the Wynwood neighborhood in what appeared to be a favor for the downtown club owners who didn't want to lose business to the up-and-coming arts district.
Dude, now
Nice.
now you're getting
Nice.
in my fucking district, right? Wait, hold on a second. All right, so check this out. City of Miami regulates business owners, like has a chat with business owners, saying that they're gonna keep them safe,
Really?
and it's almost like a vaccine. Like they're asking you for money.
Oh, like a little protection racket. That's what you got to hire them. Basically, you got to hire them.
So they're
Why?
making they're making a lot of money in overtime, and it's good for cops. And I got a lot of friends,
Dude,
on
a cop
the-
that sits
on the force.
on his ass, going like, dude, I cannot believe that a cop's job is like with his lights on and go like all day
On the computer.
surveilling a fucking excavation fucking thing.
Yes.
Are they gonna find a pterodactyl? Maybe not. Because,
Hold on.
dude, to be honest with you, they are getting paid, and their retirements
Well, it used to be
are
that a cop
amazing.
job,
Amazing.
a cop career was like middle class, but I've got some friends
Still
on.
middle class.
Firefighters.
No,
Firefighters
listen.
in Miami.
I've
making
got
a
some.
killing.
Wait.
Hold on there, Johnny. I've got some friends on the force, Marine Patrol, and depending on what you're certified for and how many different qualifications you get pay extras for that. If you're SWAT, if you're special operations, if you can dive, if you can do recovery, if you can do all this sort of thing, and they get extra money for that. And then on their time off, especially if they're young single guys with no kids, they go and they work bars and they work clubs and they do overtime and they just show up in their uniform.
So what's one of these salaries that you're thinking of that's not middle class? Where they're
they're making over six
No,
figures.
It is middle
No
class.
way.
It
What do
is
you
middle
mean?
class. It is middle class.
I've got it on very good
and
authority.
they're not leadership positions. They're just
No, they're not lieutenants. They're not
yeah,
sergeants.
It's like
I
straight
know
up
guys
normal
who are
shit.
regular guys who are they're very hard working.
Patrolmen.
They're good. No, these are Marine Patrol dudes. They're already in a specialized unit. They're good buddies of mine. Some of them are making six figures, and
Are
actually,
you a lot
Actually-
of them are.
a lot of them are.
Sorry.
so.
Yes.
Wait, I
And
want to
if
hear.
they're hustling and working the clubs and working space, and they're doing it during like the weekend of what's the big thing, the Molly Eaton Festival.
Music Week.
Yes,
Molly
exactly.
Eaton Festival?
No, the Molly Week.
When is Molly Week? I want to be
Molly
a part
Week.
of that.
Miami Molly
I
Week.
kind of like Molly Week.
The Molly Week.
Are they giving it for free?
Dude, they're getting like time and a half, double time.
So wait, talk to me about this guy that worked 18-hour days equivalent for a whole year.
well,
Obviously, there was some double dipping.
3,500
well, that's
days.
the worry is that
a
the
day.
on duty and the off duty desks, the on duty and the off duty desks aren't communicating well with each other, and so some cops are scheduled for both, and they're scheduled for off duty overtime pay, which one you think they're going to want to go to, while they're scheduled on a regular beat. So if those things happen to coincide, they could be actually doing both at the same time, collecting their pay,
I
collecting
hope.
their
both.
salary,
Yeah.
and getting paid by their third party, second party employer.
I hope
Jesus.
none of you guys ever need to actually call 911 and require their services
Because they're
you
going to be at
guys-
the club, those
Yeah,
guys.
No, because you guys come down so hard on the cops. I've been here twice.
Hey,
The first time you were talking shit about cops with the
I did not. I don't know if I did that.
you were talking shit about cops. It was the bronze on
He's
South
from Jersey.
Beach.
He knows.
It was the bronze on South Beach. They were filming.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
Did you
remember
ever
that?
watch the video?
Here we go.
Toss her
Yeah,
out.
of course I saw the video. I told you. It's all about hot chicks.
That was me. I know. I
That's why-
passed you the video.
Look,
But
all I gotta
now
say
you're
is
coming down. Now you're coming down on cops about something else, about hourly bidding.
I'm
blah,
not
blah,
coming
blah,
down.
blah,
I'm
blah.
not coming down
no,
at all.
no,
I'm
wait.
just
It's on the system,
I'm
man.
relaying a
just
report
saying.
that one cop reported 3,700 hours in a year of overtime. I mean, that's
Okay.
that's a little much. One cop.
Let's look at the mayor or the county commissioner. Let's start investigating their books too. You guys come down awfully hard on the cops.
They're all the same.
Cut them some slack.
Well,
the
all right,
county commissioner
you know,
is not
fine.
risking his
So-
life.
Fine. So
wait,
mean-
before you get into it. So a lot of people said, look at this from a Miami standpoint. They said there should only be one police force in Miami, not city of Miami, not Dade County, just one
Not city
fucking
of, city of, city of,
city of.
all that.
So
well, now you're
saying-
talking state cops.
No, you're talking
No,
something like
no.
New York
What
City.
I'm saying is Dade County
Yeah, but
eliminated.
then it turns into a goose stepping
no.
kind of a force,
Well,
doesn't it? Where they're
there
all
should be one police force. That's it
For
But-
who? For who?
for the people.
You tell that.
What do you mean for the people?
You tell that to the people.
Are
in
we
Miami
talking
Beach
county?
or Coral Gables?
Are we
County.
talking
It would
county?
be
They're gonna tell
county.
you to go piss
So,
up a road.
all right,
Now
so-
listen.
All right, now we're getting deep into it. So look at this.
Okay,
So
wait. Tell me this. I like
it,
this.
okay, so what ideally there should be
It's Metro
is-
Dade.
no City of Miami.
Wrong, because I don't live in the city of Miami, and neither
But-
does
but
Homestead,
the
and we're in the
city-
Yeah,
county.
the city of Miami
Wait
is
a
like what,
second.
18 square blocks.
Hear me out. Hear me out. City of Miami has become such a racket that you have all this other shit that they've been imposing, like City of Miami, Metro Dade, this and that, cops, and they create all this for budgets.
That's
Now,
the problem.
Wait,
That's
wait
the
a minute.
problem
Wait a minute.
of the city
wait
of
a minute.
Miami.
Wait a minute.
though.
So, City of Miami should be the ultimate.
Ultimate what?
You're
Police force.
you're not only
everything.
wrong.
No, it's an
you're-
ultimate
you're-
shit.
No,
you're
it would be-
completely
Why would
wrong.
I be? Why would I be wrong?
It would be
You're
Miami
so
Dade.
off
It would be
base
Miami
here.
Dade
Do
County.
Do you understand that we're a county and we're one of the largest counties in
So?
the United States?
Yes.
And in our
Yeah, like
county,
8
there's
or
a
9.
minimum. I mean, 10 years ago, there was 33 municipalities, and there's more. Every neighborhood now incorporates itself as a municipality.
Right.
And
Pinecrest, for Christ's sake,
For what? For what purpose?
to increase tax
Well, hold
revenue.
on. The laws are different from one city to the next.
Yes.
We were just talking about the statutes of Miami Beach as opposed to the statutes of, I don't know, West fucking Kendall.
Right,
Are you-
right. Should
West
Miami?
Kendall, I could go get a fucking beer at 4 o'clock in the morning
Yes.
Not
He's
really,
listen.
because we don't have that kind of bullshit.
Miami
Right.
Beach is in the same county as Kendall, and is the same county as Aventura,
Right.
and the same county as Florida City.
Yeah.
Are you
And Homestead.
supporting all these fucking little?
No, I'm saying
No,
brother.
No,
Yeah,
wait.
I'm saying
What
you don't know what you're
could
talking
do-
about.
This is
It's
kind of
independent
crazy. This
taxation.
is kind of a crazy. I never thought about that idea, but you could have it where
Utopian as fuck.
Metro Dade
Eliminate.
cops would be the over thing. 'cause
I would
they're
be
the
for
whole
that.
County,
I would be for that.
and every city would have to, if you wanted your own. So imagine. Because like Pinecrest has their own cops, right? Because
does
they
Gables.
want those guys to
Racket.
patrol
So does
there.
Gables.
Racket,
Mhm.
racket. Anyone?
But they could pay maybe extra to
not
build a
necessarily.
station in their neighborhood or
No.
something.
No, what it is when you incorporate when your neighborhood when you and this happened.
Yeah, when you incorporate,
Right.
you can either.
When I was a kid.
Oh, but you know what the rule is? When you incorporate, you can either hire out Miami-Dade to patrol your neighborhood,
and your
or-
and your garbage
or-
and your sewer.
or you can do it
Make
yourself.
it a, or you can make it a racket.
Everybody did it
I'm just
themselves.
saying,
Everybody
right?
did it
Because
themselves.
it's a
So
te-
every city has their own racket.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad of a thing. You're,
But the
you're-
thing is,
you're
John, what you're- what you're-
examining it under a microscope.
Yeah.
what
Right.
what happens is that every city wants to be able to tell their cops where they need to pay
Right.
attention and where not to pay attention.
well,
Or
right.
or like civic duty to be
Listen.
more accurate on shit. Like for example, Pinecrest Police Department.
Exactly.
Like you know what I mean?
Hold
Like
on.
it's
it also could be
addressed there. Like for example, City of Miami. What they killed somebody last night? You know how many people they killed? 200,000. I'm just
What
saying,
are you
like,
talking
you know what I'm
about?
saying? Like in numbers.
I don't know.
No,
he's
wait,
off,
wait,
he's
wait,
off
wait.
target.
I know.
We have to have this
obviously,
guy on the
but
show.
I know.
every time.
I'm
but
following
I'm
him
saying-
home. I got to find
all
out
I'm
what he's
saying-
smoking.
All,
bro.
all I'm saying is, like, City of Miami has enough fucking business that they just kind of go like, well, Kendall Police Department, how are we doing? Here to protect and
The
serve.
Kendall Police Department
No,
is Metro Dade.
The other thing is,
I
it
know,
may have.
I know.
It may.
But I'm
I
saying-
don't know, but it may have something to do with the type of crime. Like if your dog shit on the sidewalk, they might call
and they're
City
gonna
of
call
Coral Gables.
Kendall Police
but
Department.
If like
Yeah.
your dog bit someone's throat out, they might call.
was it
Metro
a
Dade or-
Chihuahua? I'm just saying. Like, but anyway, like it's like
I don't
that.
like that our county that has over 30 municipalities. We have over 30 different police
Yeah.
departments.
Yeah.
I don't like
It's-
that.
It's fucking vast.
It's-
Our
it's-
county
it's
is
right.
vast.
And
I would.
I-
And it-
I'm not trying to be
As
correct here, but
totally
it-
convoluted
is it
as you
not-
are, I would actually agree with
Agree?
you that we should have a county police department, and it should be
Just one.
one police department.
Utopian
Can't do
thoughts.
that.
And no, I'm not.
the rules are
convoluted.
different
I'm
from
just saying.
one
When I-
city
listen, I
line
wanna
to
tell you.
another.
When I was a kid, Metro Dade is what they used to be called.
Yeah.
You get arrested
they-
by
they-
Metro Dade, you
Still
fucked.
are, aren't they?
No,
That's
dude, Metro Dade would-
unincorporated.
Hold on, guys. And I grew up here. I was born and raised in this county. In the old days,
And you still don't know shit.
You would like that
job.
though. Keep going.
Metro Dade, there's hundreds of stories. Metro Dade roll up on a bunch of kids smoking weed on a construction site. They'd say, dump it out,
Yeah.
go home. They find underage kids drinking beer. They say, dump it out, go home. And that was the way it used to be.
It's too little for them.
It was
where
too
do they
little
dump
for
it?
them.
No, but it's because they're hometown guys, and they're looking for like real. They're there to.
Well, that's what happens with the smaller town cops is that they don't have any action, so that they bust those
So
kind of
Pinecrest.
things. Yeah,
So,
Pinecrest will bust
full
you for something like that.
disclosure,
Oh yeah,
my old man.
drive around Pinecrest without a turn signal.
Yeah.
Fuck, I
Full
dare you.
disclosure, my old man lives in
Or
Pinecrest,
North Bay Village.
and he throws big parties. And my old
Whoa.
man would
11
come to me
o'clock.
one time, and he comes to me, he complains. He says, I bought this house when it was still Sunnyland, when it was unincorporated Dade County after the hurricane. I bought this house. He says, I used to run my hot rods up and down the streets, and nobody ever said anything. He says, Metro Dade pulled me over. They'd said, hey, nice Camaro, and they'd let me go. He says, then it became Pinecrest. They pulled me over a bunch of times for speeding. They let me go because I was a resident. He says, enough years in, he says, now I got a ticket. It's $176, and I'm pissed off. I said, well, Pop, you were speeding. He's like, yeah, but they shouldn't. I'm a resident. I said, well, hey, that's
Times
what it
change.
is. Times change.
Yeah.
They don't got nothing to do. They got nothing to do. That's what.
Wait a minute, was he speeding?
Yeah, he was speeding.
Okay.
But wait a second.
this is
like,
your defense.
That's
This
a really,
asshole
that's a
pulled
really
me
good
over.
point. That's a
What did
really
he pull
good
you over
point.
for?
That's a really good point because people don't give a shit. Like they just. It's
About
almost
what?
Like that. Like for example, it was
Say it. I need you to say it out loud.
In the 30s, it was
Anything?
cool. In the 30s,
Anything.
in the 30s, it was
give
cool. And
a
it's like, nah,
fuck.
man. Like it's changed. It's changed.
Nobody
Okay.
gives a flying fuck about anything except themselves. I'm sorry, I had to say it out loud.
That's true.
I don't know if
That is
that's-
very true.
All right, hey guys, moving on. Do you know there's a
Very
state
cynical.
senator,
Yes.
Annette Taddeo, is pushing a bill to make the day after Halloween a school holiday.
I like
Good.
that.
108
Less casualties.
118,000 people signed.
Bench that idea for Super Bowl Monday. I want Super Bowl Monday off.
Well,
118,000
Miami, it happened.
people
It happened in
signed a
Miami.
petition in Broward County. 184,000 in Dade County signed a petition.
Really, that's a lot of people
For what? For
that-
for what?
for school
No, if
off
you've been listening,
the day after
it's
Halloween.
the day after Halloween to
yeah.
make it a school holiday.
They were
No, like
all-
he was
they were
saying,
all high
like
school
make it
juniors and
the
seniors.
like New Year's.
Still a
Day.
lot of people to sign a petition.
Listen, that's a lot for a county.
Yeah.
118 in Broward, 184,000 in Dade County.
All you
saying,
gotta do in
hey,
school
our
is
kids
pass
were up
around a-
late last night. Don't make them go to school next
Yeah.
day.
Give us
Also
another
meaning-
tidbit before we get like keep on. Keep on.
All right, next going.
What were the ages of the people that signed that petition?
I have no idea, but
Yeah,
they got to
of
be.
course not.
Well, to sign a petition, you got to have an address.
Who
and
would be against that?
Right?
Who would be against it?
You would be
I don't
against
know.
that, dude?
People that want their kids to be smart?
No,
we give them a day off for everything? My kid took a shit. Hey, give him a day off.
no.
No, your kid went out
Awesome.
last night.
My kid was up late last night, and
I
he was
don't
eating,
want him out
and
that
he was
night.
eating sugar until 11 o'clock at night.
That's
Yeah.
his fucking
Put
problem.
him.
Wake
Put him
up. get a
down. Put him
test.
down.
You
So-
got a
On
test
sugar,
tomorrow.
Put him down. On sugar,
So-
put him down. Here's a bottle.
Guys, we used to have a section on this show called openings and closings.
oh, yes. Do you have anything for us?
Well, this is kind of in that vein. Do you know what's closing?
What's closing?
World War III.
The
My
famous.
wife's legs.
Can we get these guys out of this show, or is it too late? What's closing is the iconic Bloomingdale's at the Falls.
I had that
Heavy
on
hitter.
the list here.
No kidding.
The store that survived Hurricane Andrew could not survive online shopping, and they will close that show.
Bloomingdale's.
January 11th, the Bloomingdale's down at the Falls is going to close. It's an iconic store. It was there since I was
Beautiful.
a kid, and it survived Hurricane Andrew. Listen, I was born and raised in this county.
Place will be a Walmart.
Well, I was born and raised in this county, and after the hurricane, all the trees go down. You don't recognize anything. You can't find your way. That Bloomingdale stayed, and it did not get wrecked. It was like,
No, but shopping at the falls is kind of cool.
yeah, the Falls is cool, man. And I hate shopping.
This has been a trend that has been coming for
Well,
a
it's
long
been coming
time.
for a
How
long
many- how
time
many-
because
how
the
many
people are buying
pennies-
their shit online.
How many
Oh,
pennies-
damn it. You got me to cuss, and I never cuss on
Years
this
ago,
show.
Wait a
service
minute.
merchandise closed down.
Bloomingdale's,
Remember
like,
them?
but Bloomingdale's is like heavy fucking retail shit. They got money.
No one wants to buy it on the store anymore, and they can't support all the staff and the rent and whatever. So they're shutting that one down. That's going to be a sad thing. I don't care because I don't shop, and my old lady don't shop at Bloomingdale's. But it's kind of a landmark. Next,
you can get it on Amazon.
Speaking of graffiti, this guy.
We were speaking of graffiti.
Well, Post Malone. You ever see his face?
Jesus.
Yes.
Okay.
But
like were we speaking of graffiti?
No, but it's I have to force
Shit
a
segue. Very good.
If you don't have the segue, make it, man. Speaking of graffiti.
Speaking of thermonuclear warfare. What?
Post Malone. You ever hear of this guy?
I've heard of him.
I don't give a shit about him, but
Yes.
Apparently my kids have heard of him, and they're always asking me to like play his songs. The guy's got like a face that looks like a New York subway car. And but anyway, he's been tapped to play the Super Bowl party in Miami. Rafa, that's a game where they play with a pointy ball.
Wow, yeah.
Yes, that's a pointy
in
ball.
February?
It's coming up in February. I stole your joke there.
That's the
Anyway,
name of the pointy ball.
they've tapped him to play the Super Bowl party in Miami.
Joy.
And I'm like, what the hell? So on that note, there's this rapper.
Speaking of the Super Bowl party, well, the Super Bowl itself, the halftime show. You've heard about this, right?
Right, it's a big deal. Isn't that where one girl, like Justin Timberlake, ripped a girl's shirt open and it got us in a bunch of trouble?
That did happen once, yes. You heard about who's the half. I mean, it is the sport with the pointy ball, so I don't
It's
expect
Mark
you to
Anthony,
know.
right?
No. It's J-Lo and what's her ass shaker. The blonde chick.
Cardi B?
No. Oh, little help here. Little help.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's going to be Jennifer
off
what?
the rails.
It's going to be Jennifer Lopez and Shakira.
At the Super Bowl.
Love
Yes,
Shakira.
we're talking. That's the game with the pointy ball. Very good. Welcome aboard.
Love Shakira.
We should get the day off the next day, right?
Well,
So that's our halftime show, and it's very
Shakira?
well. I figured you guys would be celebrating this. This is very Miami, and the Super Bowl is, guess what? It's here in Miami.
Yeah. It's good. They're going to have some parties at the Marine Stadium. And probably
So
one of the
that'll
ones
be
that's got
exciting.
Post Malone with his face that looks like a subway car.
Yes.
Did
Like
you
a
hear
Peanuts
this?
cartoon.
Hey, did you hear this? There's a rapper called DaBaby. Have you heard of this guy?
There
I
is
have
one
not.
called that, I heard.
There's a rapper, DaBaby. He's a 28-year-old. His name is Jonathan Kirk. He faces battery charges. He was arrested on Thursday. This is just recently. One of his crew robbed a man in the middle of the street near Brickell.
What did he rob?
I don't know, but it was caught on cell phone video.
Did he take the nipple?
Mhm.
No.
So he's
Jesus.
facing battery charges for being in connection with it.
Sorry, I'm trying to make this work.
I'm going to do this show for Rafa. Here. So
Can I get you a pillow, sir?
coming up, let's start with.
What happened with this robbery? Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm ready. I'm getting ready for calendar. But...
I've got calendar. I got like 7 dates here.
All right, let's go into calendar then.
All right, so calendar. January 8th, which is tonight. It's already over.
Okay.
Was Food Truck Wednesdays in North Bay Village at Pelican Harbor Marina, 5 to 10 p.m.
That's probably more off. You probably can think about that. Is it every Wednesday or once a month or what?
They call it Food Truck Wednesdays, and they're probably trying to do it like probably once a month on a Wednesday. Next is January 9th, which is tomorrow night, is the Groove Cruise Miami 2020. It's a floating dance party, and it goes for like 4 days. People can go listen and get on a cruise boat for like 4 days and listen to electronic dance music and
Ooh.
party.
4 days.
Yeah, it's kind of like a ultra on a cruise boat,
You know what sucks about something like
and
that?
they go down to Key West.
The people
Is
that are
that-
going to be there?
No, well, it's that you do all your drugs the first night, and then the rest of the time you're like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have done. I thought I had enough for
38
4
bucks
days
for a bottle of water."
and you did it all in one night."
Totally. So on the 10th, which has got to be the Friday, we got several. One, the Brooklyn Nets versus the Miami Heat, 7:30 p.m. at the Barclays Center. Oh, but that's in Brooklyn. Never mind. So
Way to
let's
go, news guy.
let's go to January 9th. The
Sports is not his strong suit.
Groove Cruise, Miami. We did that. All right.
The Panthers will be in Antarctica this weekend.
January 10th, there's a full moon festival on the beach called the Wolf Moon. It's also at the Wharf, which is a place on the Miami River, 114 Southwest North River Drive.
River District.
No, I'm a little tange here while Rafa's on his phone. North River Drive. I love the addresses on them. This one
Hey,
is
Ruff,
You like
done
the River
texting your
District?
mom over there?
no, I can't stand the River District, but I like the sound of the addresses. This one is 114 Southwest North River Drive. All we need is an east in there, and we've got all of them. It's on Southwest North River Drive.
And expensive clubs, by
that's
the way.
Wharf. I don't know.
Garcia's
Has
got
anyone-
so expensive.
have you been to the Wharf?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
I haven't. My
it's
buddies
kinda
go
sad.
there.
What did you get called into the wharf for?
My buddies go to the Wharf. They drive their boats up.
Of course
tie
they
up.
do. That's the K-hole crew at the wharf.
Yeah, and the sad thing is,
Kendall on the river.
the sad thing is, these
Saltwater
these-
Kendall.
These Kendall boys drive
The-
their
the
boats
K-Hole crew.
all the way up the bay, all the way up the river to tie up at the wharf, and they're the smallest goddamn fishing boats next to these huge yachts, and they want to be cool, and it's terrible.
This guy was telling me, "Oh, dude, we go out to the sandbar all the time. We hang out there. We tie up. Oh, I was like, oh, sandbar. For years, he's talking about sandbar. So one day we went fishing, and on our way back, we didn't catch shit, by the way, and we were on our way back.
You weren't
That's
supposed
why
to
they call
say
it
that.
fishing, not
Yeah.
catching, right?
That's right.
Well, yeah, we came
I
back,
should
and
take you.
he was like, fuck it, let's go to the sandbar. And I'm like, great, I want to see this sandbar because in my head I have this picture of like naked chicks everywhere, and there's just like everybody's tapping a keg, that kind of thing.
That's how it used to be.
It
We show
used
up
to
at
be
this
that
joint.
way on Biscayne.
It is a fucking cesspool
Biscayne.
full of the fattest people in Miami that I've ever seen in my life.
The
It was-
I mean, Tim.
Wasn't off
It was like
Tim.
a,
All right,
it was
so-
like a
all
Weight
right.
Tim, this sounds
Watchers
like
clinic.
this sounds like a case of like you are the traffic.
Can
you know what I mean?
Okay, so so look at this.
Precisely.
And sorry to cut you guys off, but there was this. They just recently put out Miami New Times recently put out an article or like kind of like pressing, like physical pressing, and they asked 25 entrepreneurs like
Grown.
what would they do to better up their city.
I hate these type of things.
Have you
Keep going.
did you read this or no?
'Cause,
It's the latest Miami New Times.
New Times is a rag.
Go for it,
bro.
man.
All right, so-
you've totally piqued my
So
interest.
it's like, well, I mean, yeah, it was very interesting. It's like David Gretman doing his own thing for his own restaurant, and that's what they're going for. Everyone was going for their own shit.
of course. You know what I
So-
would say?
What were
Did
the
you guys,
ideas?
Did you guys notice the silence?
I mean, I would put in a monorail.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so, Look,
January
pick
11th.
Pick it up. It's actually in.
Back to the fucking monorail? All right, folks. We'll see
Hey,
you in
it's
2
done.
weeks.
It's done.
All right, so January 11th.
Wait, can I tell my calendars? What do you have there?
I got a few more, and then it's all you, dude.
Okay.
January 11th, we've got
What are the ideas?
hey,
A lot. Actually, you have to. Well,
They just
shit.
plug themselves. That's what they do in that shit. They just
Exactly.
they just
Like,
plug
it's like,
whatever they're
so
doing.
So they get a bunch of people that are supposedly calling shots
And
in
they-
the city of Miami.
and they just yeah.
And
Did
it's
anybody
like,
have any good ideas?
No, they're all like, "Hey, I have a scooter company, so I think scooters
Dude,
are the next thing in Miami."
look,
All right, sorry.
I honestly,
I thought you were talking about
wish,
like the Bill Gates of
oh
Miami
my
was
God,
like
dude!
chiming
I wish
in on
I
how
could
he
actually get my hands on it. I read it last night, and I was like, it's sad.
All right.
Of course it
So, January 11th, we've got 11 at 11, which is that club in downtown, which is a cabaret.
Never heard of it.
Full of naked girls. And the guest is Nelly. He goes on.
No
and-
way.
Yeah.
That's
It's getting hot.
yeah.
That guy.
Oh,
The
wow.
guest is Nelly at 10 p.m. and they do a thing every year 11 on the 11th. They do a big deal, so they're gonna have a big thing there. January
It's a big
11th.
deal, and they're doing a thing there. Yeah. Okay.
January 11th is the Bar Crawl Miami at El Patio Wynwood. That reminds me of El Espacio 23.
Wow, El Patio, what a bunch of creatives are out
El
there.
Patio Wynwood, 167 Northwest 23rd is going to be a beginning of a bar crawl through Wynwood. I don't need help doing that. What else we got?
Oh, I got
January 11th, Juicy is having a beer fest.
What's juicy.
2817 Northwest 2nd Avenue.
Where did you
There's-
find these?
It's a
In the New Times, that rag. That's where you found these.
celebration of IPA and fruited sour beers.
Whoa,
it's a
that's my kind of party.
It's a craft beer market on January 11th. On
Keep it sour, man.
Yeah, man. On the 28th
Speaking of
Street
Yaman,
and Northwest 2nd Avenue, Juicy Beer Fest. And that's all I got, folks.
Okay, let me
Wait,
tell
wait,
you some of
Hit
mine.
me.
Because mine are actually like personal recommendations as opposed to
Donzie.
yours are always yours. What's funny about all your recommendations is you would never go to any of them.
Dude, I wouldn't go to any of this shit.
Okay, the ones I'm going to tell you are going to be things that I would kind of consider going to, but I won't make it to all of them because there's too many. Right?
Hit me.
Okay, so here we go. Tomorrow, Thursday, January 9th. Melinda's, which used to be the downstairs of Electric Pickle, they're relaunching it over at 1306 ATV Records. Yes, so they're doing a little launch party tomorrow, and Butterfly Snapple's going to play. Starts at 5 p.m. for the happy hour, and Aramis is going to play. He's going to DJ, and then
owner?
yeah, well, he's like the co-owner or something, and Butterfly Snapple's going to play. That's at 1306 North Miami Avenue.
Good
Tomorrow, you also have Bed Scene playing at Floyd, Miami. You have Las Nubes and Atención playing at Churchill's. This is all tomorrow, Thursday, January 9th. And you have Mustard Service also playing at Floyd, Miami. And then you have Night Owl Theater, which is right there also on Miami Avenue, but this is South Miami Avenue, right by the
In downtown, right?
yeah, in downtown.
Macy's building.
If you're into exactly in the Macy's building, if you're into movies, look up the Night Owl Theater. They're doing screenings tomorrow night. Fred Snitzer on Friday is having a little art talk with Gene Moreno and
love
Thomas
Gene Moreno.
Here
and
come the
Thomas
sound effects.
Essen. If you want to go to that, check that out. Fred Snitzer Gallery.
I love this show.
Glass Body
Fred
is going to be playing.
Schnitzer's show
hey, something you
was
guys ought
the
to do.
worst
Something you
during
guys
our
ought to do.
castle.
It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't that
I'm
great.
kidding.
You had a good time.
I had a great time.
Glass Body is playing
And
at
we met Fred
yeah, you
Schnitzer.
met Snitz.
This guy's slurring.
Glass Body
I know.
on Friday,
bit.
January 10th at Las Rosas. You've got more Night Owl shows also on Friday if you want to do that. And I guess that's all I got here for you.
What a,
Oh, you
what
got
a
some bands
crowd
at
you got
Space
tonight.
Mountain on Saturday.
You heard that?
So check all that out.
All right, so can I say something?
Oh wait,
before,
and wait, one last thing. Sorry, it's Young Arts Week,
No.
and there
yeah,
are things
true.
all week and all weekend at Young Arts. The
No.
classical music concerts tomorrow, Thursday. On Friday they have the visual arts exhibition. On Saturday they have a gala. If you're into the arts and you want to see the up and coming kids doing stuff, go check that out because you usually find some diamonds in the rough over there. Okay, what do you want to say before we wrap this
So
up?
all right, so we're there's a lot of stuff to be said before we wrap up.
Well, he's thinking
Well, look,
about that. Well,
wait,
he's
wait. No,
Do we have
seriously.
to have this guy on the show?
Oh wow. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go home.
No, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
I'm kidding. I don't give a fuck. But I'm saying, like, look at the little headliner there, and it sucks. Because I'm telling you guys to stay in tune with Miami. Miami sucks.
No.
No, Miami's
no.
definitely an armpit. But
All I'll say
but-
is that Miami New Times is pay to play. So it's like it's whatever you read in there. It's a little bit pay to play. Whatever's featured anyway. Like their calendars aren't, but they're 100 pages long. But
no, I
anything
get
that
my
gets
stuff
featured-
from. I look at New Times, but I also look at the local radio, the local TV stations, 10 and 6 and
Miami Herald.
Yeah, Miami Herald.
Herald's also a little bit pay to play.
Yeah, you got no, but also the old Miami Times.
Yeah, Miami Today news is
Yes,
is
absolutely.
Actually, that would be a good recap on. And sorry, I know you don't have to have me on the show.
I like
but,
having you on the show.
Look at this.
love
Uh,
having you.
What
So
would be a good source for Miami news? I mean,
I think you have to read them all. I mean, that's what I do.
I think don't go immediately to the Miami Herald because it's no. The old was the Miami News, and they're out. They're gone.
So-
done.
I'll tell you what I do for the show.
Yeah, no. give the Rex for the people
Yeah.
that are coming in. I'm just saying.
WLRN, which is the NPR
Listen to
station,
it,
where you
yes.
can go to the website WLRN.org and you go into the news local, and you're going to see local stuff.
Or you can rent a scooter and take notes.
I look at
Yeah, I like Jersey's idea.
The Aqua ones.
I look at the
And
Herald.
get a DUI.
I look at the Herald. I look at the New
Garbage.
Times.
Yeah,
I look
garbage.
at Miami Today. Miami Today news is
Miami Today.
Okay,
is good.
I'm
the
okay
Miami
with
Today
Miami.
news is very serious news.
Yeah,
I look at the real estate papers, which are
Depressing.
yeah, one's called The Real Deal Miami, and the other one's called
I
like a
think your
blue
girlfriend
logo.
actually has a publication that's really cool.
She does.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I
She
think
had a
it's
little
like-
publication that she worked on for a thing, but it wasn't a.
that was like about it. you
yeah,
know,
it was
it's
like a one-time thing.
But you have to know about it.
Oh yeah, no, of course, and then you have to know a bit about the scene and follow people on Instagram or whatever and see what they're up to, and then kind of investigate what's going on there. But for actual just news, those are the ones I would say. And then the local 10s and the WSVN 7s, they'll tell you when like somebody, blew their brains out or crashed into a tree and
yeah.
on a scooter.
You need to stay in touch with that.
On that note, hey guys,
Yeah.
thank
Wow,
you for
thanks
coming.
for that input.
Wednesday, January 8th, 2020, first show of the year.
Real quick. One
Happy
more
New
thing I
Year,
wanted to say. I
Tim.
wanted to say Happy New Year to all you, by the
Oh
way.
yeah.
Something I did that I have never done before, and I don't know what the fuck I was waiting on.
Here it goes.
No, it
Just
wasn't
let him
that.
talk.
Shout out to Terrence.
The wife
Terrence
wouldn't
have a-
agree to it. We just decided one day. It was like a Friday, and my wife decided, I want to go see the sunset and have dinner. And I go, well, where we live, the sun sets on the wrong side. And she was like, well, can't we do? So we took a drive out to the Keys,
Okay, nice.
and that was just for dinner. Just for dinner. It wasn't very far. It was just south of Largo, and I recommend that. You're always talking about what's to do in Miami.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit to do in Miami. There
Tim.
really is.
I got
A
some.
lot.
I got some news for you. The Keys ain't in Miami. On that note, that's the show, boys.
right.
Thank you for
Keys is
coming.
something to do in Miami.
Monroe
so it's Fort
County.
Lauderdale.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I love the Keys, but it's not on topic. Okay, thank you.
Dun,
Thank
dun,
you,
dun,
Art.
dun,
Oh yeah,
dun,
the
dun,
music.
dun, dun, dun,
Art,
dun,
thank you
dun.
for always being here. John, Joel, thank you for coming on the show. Finally, you were on the whole show. I can't believe.
I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah, I can't.
John, we
believe
love you.
I can't
I don't
believe
ever
you
want
guys.
you back on this
No,
fucking
no.
thing.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, he was already going like, why the fuck is this guy on the show?
Bring your
I was
psychedelic
curious why you
nonsense
wanted to come on because
anytime.
almost every time that I've asked, John is like, I don't want to be on this show. And this time,
I
it's,
love
it's on.
sitting.
It's
I love
coming.
sitting in.
You-
I love sitting in.
And I want to thank.
Hey, remember the UPS story?
And I want to thank Tim. Yes, it's
Remember
good.
that?
Go
Like,
listen to the
what up,
recording.
mate?
It's a
Hey,
fun one.
That actually listen to that show.
Nothingsgoingon.com. Thank you, joltradio.org.
Thank
Check
you,
that
Rafa.
out. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Art. Thank you, John. Let's get out of here.
Hey, Miami! Love you, baby.